Zara Voss stood before the massive iron gates, her daughter Luna's small hand gripping hers tightly. The morning sun made the sprawling estate before them look like something from a fairy tale, all manicured lawns and elegant architecture. Zara adjusted the device on her wrist that kept her natural violet skin hidden beneath a human disguise. "Is that where we're going to live, Mama?" Luna asked, her green eyes wide with wonder. "Yes, sweetheart. I got a job taking care of some children here, and they're letting us stay too." Zara had been on Earth for 4 years now, studying human family structures for the Celestial Institute. What she hadn't planned on was falling pregnant during her research. Luna was the unexpected result of one passionate night with a man whose name she'd barely known, a night that had awakened emotions her luminary people had supposedly evolved beyond. A woman in her 50s answered the door, introducing herself as Mrs. Chen, the household manager. She led them through marble hallways filled with expensive art, explaining that Zara would be caring for 2 children, 7-year-old twins whose mother had recently passed away. "Mr. Kane works constantly," Mrs. Chen explained. "He's rarely home before midnight. You'll have full authority over the children's care and schedule." "Mr. Kane?" Zara's heart stuttered, but she dismissed it. Kane was a common enough name. Their quarters were spacious, a bedroom suite with separate spaces for her and Luna. As Mrs. Chen showed them around, Zara felt Luna's hand tighten in hers. Her daughter was nervous about the new environment, though she hid it well with her usual brave smile. The twins, Mia and Mason, were sweet but clearly grieving. Zara's heart ached for them as they showed her their toys with forced enthusiasm, putting on brave faces. Luna immediately tried to comfort them, sharing her favorite stuffed rabbit without being asked. "You're very kind," Mia whispered to Luna. "Will you be our friend?" "Of course," Luna declared. Friends help each other feel better. The first week passed smoothly. Zara established routines, organized educational activities, and watched the twins slowly begin to heal through play and attention. Luna thrived with other children around, her natural empathy drawing the twins out of their shells. True to Mrs. Chen's word, Zara never saw Mr. Kane. She heard his car leaving before dawn and returning after midnight. Sometimes she noticed lights burning in his study until early morning. The mysterious employer was clearly drowning himself in work to avoid grief. It was a Tuesday afternoon, 2 weeks into her employment, when everything changed. The twins were at their therapy session with Mrs. Chen, and Luna was napping upstairs. Zara was in the main living room, organizing the children's art supplies, when she heard the front door open. It was only 3 o'clock, far too early for Mr. Kane's usual return. Footsteps approached, and Zara looked up just as a man entered the room. Time stopped. Adrian Kane stood in the doorway, his dark hair disheveled, his tie loosened, and those piercing green eyes, the exact shade of Luna's, widened in recognition. The strong jaw, the athletic build, the way he carried himself with unconscious confidence. It was all exactly as she remembered from that night 4 years ago. "Zara?" His voice was rough with shock. The container of crayons slipped from Zara's hands, scattering across the hardwood floor in a rainbow explosion. Her disguise flickered momentarily with the shock, but she caught it before her violet skin showed through. "Adrian," she breathed. They stood frozen, 4 years of separation collapsing into this single moment. Zara watched emotions cascade across his face, shock, confusion, and something that looked like relief. "What are you doing here?" Adrian asked, his voice strained. "I looked everywhere for you. I went back to that hotel every day for a month. I tried to find you too," Zara said, her voice barely above a whisper. "But you'd checked out. They wouldn't give me your information. I only knew your first name." Adrian ran a hand through his hair, a gesture she remembered from that night. "I had an emergency. Had to fly to Tokyo at 5 in the morning. When I got back 3 days later, you were gone. The hotel had no record of you. I used a different name," Zara admitted. "I was cautious. I didn't know if I could trust." The sound of small feet on the stairs made them both turn. Luna appeared in the doorway, her hair mussed from sleep, rubbing her eyes with tiny fists. "Mama, I heard voices," she said, then noticed the stranger. Her green eyes, so much like his, studied him with curious intensity. Zara watched Adrian's face transform as he looked at Luna. She saw the exact moment recognition crashed over him. His eyes widened, his mouth opened slightly, and all color drained from his face. The resemblance was undeniable. Luna had his eyes, his smile, even the small dimple in her chin. "Oh my God." After Luna ran back upstairs to play, Adrian stood slowly, his eyes never leaving Zara's face. The silence between them was heavy with 4 years of missed time and unspoken questions. "How could you not tell me?" His voice was quiet but intense. "How could you keep my daughter from me for 3.5 years?" "I tried." Zara's voice rose defensively. "I went back to that hotel a month after our night together. I was already pregnant, terrified, and alone. They said you checked out weeks ago and they couldn't give me your information. I left my contact details, but you never called. I never got them." Adrian moved closer. "Do you have any idea what that night meant to me? I'd spent years building my company, being exactly what everyone expected, cold, focused, alone. Then I met you, and for the first time in my life, I felt actually alive." Zara's breath caught. She remembered that night vividly, 2 lonely people finding unexpected connection in a hotel bar. They'd talked for hours about everything and nothing, then ended up in his room where conversation had turned to something more. The chemistry between them had been explosive, unexpected, perfect. "I felt it too," she admitted softly. "But when I woke up and you were gone, I thought it was just a one-night thing for you. I left a note on the nightstand. I explained I had an emergency but would be back." Adrian's frustration was palpable. "Didn't you see it? The note must have fallen. Or the cleaning staff took it." Zara sank onto the couch, the weight of their misunderstanding crushing her. "All these years, we've both been thinking the worst of each other." Adrian sat beside her, maintaining careful distance. "Tell me about her. Tell me everything I've missed." For the next hour, Zara shared Luna's story. The difficult pregnancy she'd faced alone, Luna's birth, her first words, her first steps. She showed him photos on her phone, and Adrian's hands shook as he scrolled through images of the daughter he'd never known existed. "She loves stars," Zara said softly. "Just like you told me you did that night. She asks questions constantly about space and planets and galaxies. It's like she inherited your curiosity." "What about you?" Adrian asked suddenly. "How did you manage? Financially, emotionally?" Zara hesitated. This was where truth became complicated. "I had support. From my family. Back home." "Where is home?" This was the moment. Zara had known it would come, but she wasn't prepared for how exposed she would feel. "Adrian, there's something you need to know about me." "About Luna?" His eyes narrowed. "What?" "That night we met, I wasn't entirely honest about who I am." Zara took a deep breath. "I'm not from Earth. I'm Luminari, from a planet called Lumina. I came here as a researcher studying human family structures." Adrian stared at her. "That's not funny, Zara. It's not a joke." With trembling fingers, Zara deactivated her skin modifier. The change rippled across her body, her skin shifting from human beige to luminous violet. Her features remained the same, but now her true nature was undeniable. Adrian shot to his feet, backing away. "What the hell, I'm an alien," Zara said quietly, her violet skin glowing softly in the afternoon light. "I came to Earth to study how humans form families and bonds. My people eliminated emotional attachment centuries ago. We consider it inefficient. But you got pregnant." "Yes. Which shouldn't have been possible. Our species aren't supposed to be genetically compatible with humans." But somehow, we created Luna. Zara's voice broke. She's a miracle, Adrian. A bridge between two worlds. Adrian circled around her, his analytical mind clearly working to process what his eyes were showing him. Luna, is she, mostly human, Zara assured him quickly. With some luminary traits. She's healthy, normal, perfect. Does she know? Not yet. I wanted to wait until she was older to explain. Zara reactivated her modifier, her skin returning to human appearance. I know this changes everything, you're damn right it changes everything, Adrian interrupted. But when Zara flinched, he softened. I'm sorry. This is a lot to process. Finding out I have a daughter is one thing. Finding out her mother is an alien is another. I understand if you want me to leave, leave. Adrian looked at her like she was insane. Zara, you're the mother of my child. I don't care if you're human or alien or anything else. Luna is my daughter, and I'm not losing either of you again. The certainty in his voice made Zara's eyes fill with tears. You mean that? I mean that. Adrian moved closer, his initial shock giving way to determination. I've missed 3.5 years of her life. I'm not missing another day. We're going to figure this out together. What about your family? Your business? What will people think? I don't care, Adrian said fiercely. Let them think what they want. Luna is my daughter, and I'm going to be her father. The following weeks transformed Adrian's life completely. He rearranged his entire schedule to spend mornings with Luna before work and evenings after. The twins, Mia and Mason, adjusted quickly to having their uncle around more, and Luna blossomed with her father's attention. Zara watched Adrian fall completely in love with their daughter. He learned her favorite foods, her bedtime rituals, the way she liked her stories read with different voices for each character. He researched luminary biology to understand the alien aspects of Luna's genetics, asking Zara endless questions with genuine scientific curiosity rather than fear. Does she have any special abilities? Adrian asked one evening after Luna was asleep. They'd fallen into a routine of sitting together in the study, talking long after the children were in bed. Not that I've noticed, Zara said. Luminary children don't develop their abilities until adolescence. She might have enhanced cognitive processing, possibly better night vision. And you? Adrian's eyes studied her intently. What abilities do you have? Enhanced strength, advanced healing, emotional regulation, or at least, I'm supposed to have that last one. Zara smiled sadly. My people would be horrified by how emotionally compromised I've become. Compromised? Falling in love with you that night broke every protocol. Getting pregnant, keeping the baby, raising her with human emotions instead of luminary logic, it's all forbidden. Zara met his eyes. If my people knew, they'd recall me immediately. Adrian reached across the space between them, taking her hand. The touch sent electricity through her. Then we don't tell them. Adrian. I'm serious. You built a life here, Zara. Luna is thriving. Whatever your people think about emotions, they're wrong. Look at our daughter, she's brilliant and kind and full of joy. That's not something to be ashamed of. Zara felt tears building. You really don't care that I'm alien? That Luna is part alien? I care that you're the woman who gave me the best night of my life 4 years ago. I care that you carried and raised our daughter alone when I should have been there. I care that every day I spend with you, I fall a little more in. He stopped abruptly. In what? Zara whispered. In love with you, Adrian finished quietly. Again. Still. I don't know if it ever stopped. The confession hung between them, heavy with possibility. Zara thought about all the reasons she should resist, her mission, her people's expectations, the complication it would add to their co-parenting arrangement. But looking at Adrian, seeing the vulnerability in his eyes, she couldn't deny what she felt. "I love you too," she admitted. "I think I have since that first night. That's why I couldn't let go of Luna, even when my people would have considered it logical. She's part of you." Adrian moved closer, his hand coming up to cup her cheek. "Can I kiss you?" In answer, Zara closed the distance between them. The kiss was gentle at first, tentative, acknowledging all the time they'd lost. But it quickly deepened into something more passionate, more desperate. Adrian pulled her onto his lap, and Zara wrapped her arms around his neck, both of them trying to make up for 4 years of separation in one perfect moment. When they finally broke apart, both breathless, Adrian rested his forehead against hers. "Stay with me. Not as my employee, as my partner. Help me raise our daughter together. Build a family with me. What about my skin? People will eventually notice. I don't care if you use the modifier or not. If you want to show your true self, I'll defend you. If you want to stay hidden for Luna's safety, I'll support that too." Adrian's hands framed her face. "I just want you here. Both of you. Always." Zara felt the last of her resistance crumble. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, we'll stay." They made love that night in Adrian's bedroom, careful and quiet with the children sleeping down the hall. Adrian traced her skin, first with the modifier, then Zara deactivated it, showing him her true violet form. He touched every inch of her with reverent wonder, telling her she was beautiful in any color. Afterward, wrapped in his arms, Zara felt complete for the first time since Luna was born. This was what humans called love, messy, complicated, and absolutely worth every risk. But neither of them knew that their happiness was about to be threatened by someone who wanted Adrian for herself. Adrian's ex-fiancée, Victoria Sterling, appeared 3 weeks later. Zara was in the garden with all the children when a sleek black car pulled into the drive. A tall, elegant woman emerged, her designer clothes and cold smile setting off every alarm in Zara's protective instincts. Adrian never mentioned he'd hired such a colorful nanny, Victoria said, her eyes raking over Zara dismissively. Before Zara could respond, Adrian appeared. "Victoria. What are you doing here? I heard disturbing rumors, darling. About you living with your nanny and some mystery child?" Victoria's smile sharpened. "Imagine my surprise. That's none of your business. We ended our engagement 6 months ago. Only because you were grieving your sister. I was giving you space." Victoria moved closer to Adrian, deliberately ignoring Zara. "But now I hear you're playing house with the help. That's not like you. Victoria, leave. Now." But Victoria's eyes had found Luna, who was playing with the twins nearby. "That child looks remarkably like you, Adrian. Same eyes, same smile. How curious." Zara's blood ran cold. Victoria's tone suggested she knew exactly what Luna was to Adrian. Over the next week, Victoria's interference escalated. She showed up unannounced, made cutting remarks about Zara's mysterious background, and started questioning the household staff. Then, one morning, Mrs. Chen pulled Zara aside. "Miss Sterling was asking questions about you yesterday," she said worriedly. "About where you came from, your family, your credentials. She seemed very interested in your medical records." Zara's stomach dropped. If Victoria dug deep enough, she'd discover inconsistencies, impossible blood work, lack of childhood records, the truth about what Zara really was. That night, Zara tried to broach the subject with Adrian. "I think I should leave. Victoria is getting suspicious." "No." Adrian pulled her close. "I'm handling Victoria. She doesn't get to drive you away." But Victoria played her final card 2 days later. She arrived with Adrian's business partners and a lawyer, demanding a meeting. Zara listened from the hallway as Victoria's voice carried through the study door. I have proof that your nanny isn't who she claims to be. Her background check is fraudulent. Her medical records are impossible. She's hiding something, Adrian, and whatever it is could destroy your reputation and custody of those children. Get out of my house, Adrian said coldly. Not until you face facts. I had her blood work analyzed, it's not entirely human. She's either some kind of genetic experiment or something worse. And that child she brought with her? The one who looks exactly like you? What kind of custody battle will you face when it comes out you fathered a child with a freak? Zara felt her world crumbling. Victoria knew. Maybe not everything, but enough to destroy the life they'd built. She was packing their belongings when Adrian found her an hour later. What are you doing? Protecting you. Protecting Luna. Zara's hands shook as she folded clothes. Victoria knows I'm different. If she exposes me, they'll take Luna, investigate you, destroy everything. We have to leave before. No. Adrian grabbed her hands, stopping her frantic movements. We're not running. We're facing this together. Adrian, you don't understand. I understand perfectly. Victoria is trying to use fear and prejudice to control me. But I won't let her. Not anymore. What are you going to do? Adrian's smile was fierce and certain. I'm going to choose you. Publicly. Completely. Whatever the cost.